Hey to everyone out there. Hey to all of the P.I.M.O JWs, the ex-JWs, the non-JWs, and the JWs, because I know you're watching. This is Mackie P.I.M.O JW Jones. This is also that P.I.M.O JW on TikTok. You like my new look? Yeah, I kind of got the Drake-ish thing going on here. I started creating a new avatar. I probably create a new avatar every day. That thing is addictive. I'm gonna try to create like all the celebrities. Today, I'm kind of going with the little Drake look here. But let's talk about JWs Brains on Autopilot. It's sad because Jehovah's Witnesses go to the meetings, the routine thing. They sit there, they know they're tired as hell. Especially on a meeting night. Oh, and I don't know how old you are, but back in the 90s and, all the way up until like the mid 2000 and, before, I think they shut off book study before 2010, I believe. I can't remember, but they cut it off in the mid 2000s. Between 2000 and 2010, 11, 12. I can't remember. But anyway, you go to the meeting, you sit there, you listen to the elders give talks, you listen to the ministerial sermons and all the brothers give talks, and it's almost like you're on autopilot. You're not really paying attention to what the brothers are saying. You're barely paying attention to what the sisters are saying when they're giving talks or experiences, because you've done this for so many years. You've done it so many times to the point where they can say anything and you're not paying attention. And unfortunately, a lot of Jehovah's really aren't paying attention to what the brothers are saying. And if they do hear, they're not listening. There's a difference between hearing something and listening to something. If you have, normal functioning ears, yeah, you are aware that you're hearing things. Sometimes you're not even aware that you're hearing things. Sometimes you can tune things out. Somebody could be talking to you and you're like, huh, what you say? I know I heard you, but I wasn't listening. I'm sorry. Right? When you first start studying and you first start getting into the JW swing of things, you're going to listen, you're going to pay attention, you're going to show more of a zeal or an interest. But as the years go by, it's going to be routine, that zeal is going to die down. And it's more like, I got to do this so that I won't get destroyed. And when you're at that level, when you're at that point, that's when your brain goes on autopilot. You go to the meeting, half the time you're not even thinking, you're not even listening, you're hearing the people giving a talk. You're too busy thinking about what bills you got to pay, what you got to do at work tomorrow, or what you got to do at school tomorrow, what you have to cook, if you got to go grocery shopping, you got to get your passport. You're thinking about what hairstyle you want to get. You got to get your hair cut. You got to make an appointment to go see the doctor. I mean, come on now, especially when the Jehovah's Witnesses I can't talk to them. Teach the same thing over and over again. You already know what they're going to say. What haven't they said that you haven't heard already? So your mind goes elsewhere, and that's why a lot of times the governing body almost banks on the fact that you're absent-minded. They almost bank on the fact that you're not paying attention. That's why they can just get away with saying whatever they want. They can get away with saying whatever they want to say because you ain't paying attention anyway. Look at that little enemy of God. It's sad that the ex-JWs and the P.I.M.O JWs are more aware and are more in tune with what the government, well, not in tune, but that we're just more aware of what they are saying than the Jehovah's Witnesses are. Because they just do it, their brain is on routine. It's like doing the dishes. Gotta get this done. It's like cleaning the house up. Gotta get this done. It's like going to school. Gotta get this done so I can graduate and get a job and da-da-da. Same thing. I gotta go to this meeting so that I don't get destroyed at Armageddon. So let's just go. Then you gotta act like you're paying attention, so you have to pretend like you're not about to fall asleep. And then you pinch your kids to make sure they're not sleeping. You make them stand up when you're not even paying attention yourself. It's all about the look. If your kids are falling asleep, if you're falling asleep, that makes the whole family look bad. Especially when the husband is falling asleep. My husband. My husband, right? I know I sound funny talking about my husband right now, being that I got this avatar. But you never know. Drake could have a secret husband somewhere. But my husband used to fall asleep all the time. He gets bored really, really, really easily. Like, you have to catch his interest. And if it don't sound interesting, especially if the brother that's giving a discourse has a monotone voice and he sounds like Clear Eyes, what's that other guy? The Atmosphere. One of them old commercials where they got them monotone voices. You are gonna fall asleep. Okay, ain't nothing you can do about it. It's almost as if their voices put you in a state of hypnosis, right? And you just fall asleep and you can't help it until you get nudged by your wife. And we used to play this game as teenagers where we would see who's falling asleep, and we would point it out like me and my little brother would do that. We'd be like, look at that, look at that. Then before you know it, we're falling asleep, especially at the assembly. Oh my gosh. So I attended the Romeoville Assembly Hall in the Illinois, Chicago area. And that Romeoville Assembly Hall has the best air conditioning. Oh, swear to God. Okay, so during the beginning of, I guess before the first intermission, before intermission, it's a little hot in there, right? Everybody's walking and talking, and they congregating, and then it's time to sit down and listen. And people ain't really paying attention. Once again, their brains are on autopilot. They can't wait for the intermission so they can walk, see if they can look at some girls, or see if the brothers can find some girls to talk to. See if the sisters want to look for some brothers to talk to, the younger ones, the adolescents. They trying to find somebody to just talk to. They really don't want to marry none of these girls, or they want to just, what I'm saying? But and then on top of that, kids are hungry, they're irritated, they want to eat. And of course, you're trying to be the adult that's supposed to be the, mature, responsible one. But deep down, you can't wait for it to be over, especially that baptism talk. It seems like the baptism talk on Saturdays is like the longest talk, because it's the last talk right before intermission. So it's like, oh my God, just get it over with. Let's see all of the baptismal candidates. Hold on, I gotta do something. Cause I don't want y'all to see my face, so I gotta There we go. Because if I had of brought it right back up, my face would have showed. But anyway, it's like, yes, intermission. And then it used to be where you had to actually go to the actual cafeteria to eat. But over the past few years, they just let you eat at your seat if you especially if it's not at the we used to call it the district convention, so when you're at the conventions, you could just eat right at your seat. I used to sneak and eat. I used to eat all throughout. I told you I was a chunky teenager, so I used to eat throughout all throughout the meeting. I'd sneak some grapes in, some chips. I couldn't do the chips because when you eat chips, the crunch is gonna annoy the hell out of the people that's sitting in front of you. So it's like you don't want them to turn around like But it's like nobody's really paying attention. 6 hours? Like, you need 6 hours of talking to get the point across? Really? It's not like you're getting a degree or a certificate afterwards. It's not like it's going to be of any benefit to the outside world when you're done. So what is that 6 hours for? It's just like, oh my goodness, So of course the governing body can say whatever they want because they're banking on the fact that you ain't paying attention anyway. They're banking on the fact that your brain is on autopilot. They know this. So, when they say, oh, look at that little enemy of God, what is Jehovah's Witnesses doing? They just sitting there, just staring like a deer in headlights, not really paying attention. And then when the brother leaves the stage, you're like, oh, I gotta clap. Oh, good meeting. Good talk, brother. Good talk. Knowing you ain't paying attention to a word they said. Like I said, I didn't start really paying attention to anything until after I woke up. Ain't that something? Because it's like, you learn, it doesn't take long to learn everything that there is to learn about Jehovah's Witnesses. It's really not. I remember Lloyd Evans made a video about everything you need to know about Jehovah's Witnesses in 5 minutes. I would say give it like a week, and you know everything there is to know, and then you have to know like it takes a while for the lingo to kick in, especially if you're not a born-in. But if you are a born-in, it takes a while to get that lingo out of your language. Seriously, like it took me a long time to stop saying the truth. I left the truth. I stopped going to the Kingdom Hall. And I woke up from the truth. It's not the truth, and it's still got a hold on you, especially if you're born-in. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. The Jehovah's Witnesses brains are on autopilot. They're really not paying attention. The government body can say whatever they want to say up there. They can talk about burnt hot dogs. They can talk about women's brains is smaller than men's. They could talk about, babies are enemies of God. They could talk about whatever they want. They probably can. And is it okay to say shalom? I know Stephen Letts said shalom in one of his talks. And I'm like, when did he start? When was that okay to say? Anyway, I just wanted to get that out. Got off work early. So, this is Mackie P.I.M.O. JW Jones, a.k.a. that P.I.M.O. JW on TikTok. Question everything. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. And don't be afraid to do outside research. Love you all. Peace. Let's see if I could do like a little Drake skit. I can't think of a Drake song back to back. I better find your loving. I better find your heart. I'm just playing with y'all. See y'all.